la la la. Woo.
Okay, so how does all this work? Well, you probably already guessed how the GUI look works, and that's by using an invisible donkey. Now, I got the inspiration to make this from Squirt Dude's mini chest video, and I was actually going to use his mini chest concept as the GUI menu itself, but it was run off a bug, which has since been fixed, so I couldn't use it. Now, Squirt Dude actually mocked the use of invisible donkeys in that video, but I found that they actually work the very best, mainly because I tried to use things such as hoppers, chests, chest mine carts, and all kinds of stuff that has a GUI, but I couldn't get the same look and feel as a chest, a chest GUI. So I had to settle for an invisible donkey, but they actually work surprisingly well. So if we come over here, I'll go ahead and get out my teleporter and shift right click and go ahead and show you the commands. So here it is. That right there is not needed. All that at the end is not needed. And it takes 5 command blocks to set up each warp. And so I'll only be showing this section right here because it's the same for right here. You just have to change a couple scoreboards. So right here, as you can see, I'm using several different scoreboards. Eggs and game leave are not needed. Eggs is something that I did for fun. I was trying to mimic something that MC Labs 15 has done on his vanilla minigame server. And game leave is something that I made to do the join text for when I joined my world, to try and simulate a vanilla server. So, and then all that down there, these just do the eggs part. But so right here, this is a fill clock that is constantly filling all this with air. And then right here, this is setting all players to item hold 1, which is the score. So as you can see, I have item hold, setting their score of item hold to 1 if they have a selected item of an ender eye with the tag, name, teleporter, and the lore of this lore. And the reason why I made it do the lore is because you can't change the lore in an anvil. So that prevents players from getting an Eye of Ender and then changing the name of the anvil and getting the GUI. So now, what I did is I designed this little L shape right here, and this is how I can see if the player is holding an item or not. So right here, this is, as you know, setting the score to 1. And this is actually doing the exact same command. It is the exact same command. But then right here, this is setting all players' item hold to 0. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, that's counterproductive. Why would you want to set it to 1 and then also set it back to 0? Well, if we do scoreboard, objectives, set display, sidebar, item hold, you can see that HaloLink444, which is me, has an item hold score of 0. Bitcube is an alt that I was testing because this is indeed multiplayer friendly. But so right here, Bitcube MC is an alt, and if I hold this, then it goes up to 1. And as you can see, it doesn't actually go back down to 0 because it's being activated by these 2 command blocks. So if one of these was missing, then it would constantly be going back between 1 and 0, and it wouldn't function correctly. But the reason why I have it constantly resetting is so that as soon as I switch off, it goes back down to 0. And that's how I can detect if the player is holding the specific item that is needed to open the GUI. So that's what that does. Then right here, this is setting all players to a riding score 1 if they are riding an entity horse, which is a donkey. Because a donkey is just a type of horse that you can summon by doing summon horse, entity horse, and then changing its type to 1. But so this is doing the same thing. It's the little L shape, and it's constantly doing that. So now what that is doing is this is executing at all players who have a riding score minimum of 1 to kill at E type equals entity horse in a radius of 0. So it will kill the horse that you just started to ride. So if I don't shift right click and I just right click, I start to ride the donkey. But then it dies. So if I shift right click, then it opens up the GUI. So that's how that part works. Then if we come over here, this is affecting all horses, donkeys, to have invisibility. Then right here, this is executing at all entities that are a horse to set all players who are in a radius of 1 to horse count 1. And it's, again, the little L shape. So now, right here, I forgot to mention this. This is setting all players who have a riding score of 1 to also have an item hold score of 0. But so, right here, this is executing at all players who have an item hold score of 0 to teleport all entities that are a horse within a radius of 0 down 100 blocks. So that's how I get rid of it. So right here, it's right here. Then it goes away because it's teleported down 100 blocks and it will die from the void. So that's how that part works. Then if we come over here, this is executing at all players. Wait, I already showed this part off, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, my bad. So horse count is how I can detect if there is a horse near a player. So this right here. Wait, okay, yes. I'm sorry. The command blocks are all over the place, and it's been a while since I built this. It's been about 2 or 3 days. So I forgot the exact order that all of these are in, and I forgot to label them all. So my sincerest apologies. But right here, this is executing at all players who have an item hold score of 1 to teleport all horses that are in a radius of 0 to them. So that's why if we hold this, we can walk all the way over here and still use it, because it's constantly being teleported to you. So where is the one about the horse ride or horse count? There it is. My bad. Okay, so this is executing at all players to execute at the nearest player, and it has to be just like this. It has to execute at all players and then execute at the nearest player who has a horse count score of 0 and an item hold count of 1. And that will summon an entity horse with type 1, which is donkey, tame 1, so we can access its inventory. It's a chested horse, and it has the diamond sword with the name PvP. And it only has that one item at the start, and I'll explain why. It also is silent, has no AI, and has the active effect of visibility. It also named warps. So that's why it says warps right here. Then, if we come back here, you can see that it is clearing all players of chests and leather. That is set up so that if you ride it, it'll die and it drops its stuff. You don't pick it all up. So now right here, this is doing an entity data at all horses to be a chested horse, and then have the items right here in the specific slot. So items, slot 7, which is this slot right here. It counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's how donkey inventories work. So now right here, this will set the item to be item slot 7 to be an ID of diamond sword count 1 with a display name of PvP. And then this does the grass into the different slots, and then so forth for all of the slots. So now right here, this is setting all players who have an item hold score of 0 to have a diamond sword score of 1 if they have a diamond sword in their inventory that is named PvP. And so there's a weird thing with redstone and scores for when you're in a GUI. And for some reason, when you access a GUI and there's something on a clock like this, it'll update that your score has changed. So right here, it knows that my score has changed, but it doesn't actually execute at me because the game knows, so the game, all the internal stuff, knows that I have an updated score, but the client, me, the player, doesn't actually get registered as having that updated score. So nothing's going to happen until you update another score. So that's why I made it update with the item hold score. So what you actually have to do is you have to take it, and then you have to take it, and then select off. And then that's how that works. So is commands. Love doing that. So that's how that works. Same command right here. And it's the little L shape. So then this is setting all players who have an item hold score of 0 to have a diamond sword score of 1. So that's the update for it. Then right here, this is clearing all players who have an item hold score of 0, another update, to have to clear the diamond sword named PvP. Then right here, this is actually where you input your command that you want the icon to do. So I have it set up to do a teleport, so it'll teleport all players with a diamond score minimum of 1 and an item hold maximum of 0, and it'll teleport them to those coordinates. And this can actually be any command. This can be a give command, a teleport command, a tell raw command, a set block command, an anything command. And so all you have to do is you just have to make it so that it does the command on the specific player. So what you can even do is you can make it so that there's something, and I just now thought of this, where when you hold it, there's a chest and it's named something like present. And what it does is this will actually set a redstone block somewhere like right there. And then that'll go into a randomizer that'll give the player who has selected the chest, and it'll give them a random present. And, that might be something, pretty cool for a server. But so, it's the same for all of these, and it's 5 command blocks to set up a warp. And so, I think that this is a very good GUI tool for things like minigame servers. Probably not like a faction vanilla server, but a vanilla minigame server, yeah, this is pretty cool. I have seen other people, such as Dragnaws and Citrion, I think that's how you say his name. They have actually made similar things. Citrion's used the player inventory, and Dragnaws used the tell raw command by splashing a potion onto yourself. And both of them are very good. They're very good redstoners, way better than me. They have way more subs than I could ever dream, and they deserve them. But I feel like mine is better than theirs in just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, so I apologize if you think I'm trying to be cocky. It's just that Citrion's used the player inventory, and that didn't really give me the feel of clicking an item on a server like Mineplex, and it opens up a custom GUI. But it's very good. His GUI uses colored names because he knows how to use NBT edit, and I have no idea how to use NBT edit. His is very, very well done. And Dragnaw's was made back in like 1.5 or 1.6, and it's still impressive. So his used tell raw. But I think that both are good, but I think mine is just a little bit better just because of the fact that it doesn't use tell raw, and because you actually have to click the item. Now, the only downfall is that it cannot open another GUI. That's the only thing it can't do. It can do anything that you want it to do, but it can't open another GUI. So you're probably going to want to, if you have separate GUIs, then you're going to need separate clocks like this for each item, and that might get a little bit laggy, and I apologize for that. So you're limited to these slots, and that's 3, 6, 9, 12. You're limited to 15 slots. So sorry about that, but there's nothing I can really do. But so if you found this helpful and you want a world download, then let me know, and I will definitely put one into the description, but I'll only put a world download so that you can come and see these in extreme detail if you ask, because I do not pay for Mediafire, and so I have very limited space on my Mediafire, and I don't want to put a world up on my Mediafire and then no one download it, and so it's just sitting there taking up space that I could be using for another world that other people want to use. So I'll put it up only if you want to download it. But other than that, I hope you found this very helpful. I think this is a very cool effect for vanilla minigame servers. So, bam. I think this is very cool. This can be used in a lot of different ways. I see a lot of potential with this. So if you thought that this was a good video, then please like, comment, and consider subscribing if anything I did is worth a subscription. Have a good day, and goodbye.